Good evening, YouTube. My name is Sean Fearon, and I recently had an idea. See, a good friend of mine moved across the country lately. When I say lately, I don't actually mean lately as in that's just the thing that he's been doing, although that's technically true because he is living in Washington. Well, apparently Washington is right over here, roughly this area over my right shoulder. This is my right, your left. Very confusing for people who are dyslexic. I didn't know that until I just recorded that clip. I mean that he recently moved last month. Anyway, point is, good friend of mine moved across the country to Washington. We started up this literary exchange when we first realized that we were going to be thousands of miles away from each other when we pretty much grew up together. And as a way to stay in contact, we would start writing, because we both like to pretend that we know how to write and are creative people. We're both wrong, but we can try at least. Now, because I'm not a very creative or intelligent, well, I'm going to cut that part out, or productive, or consistent, or generally reliable person. So, instead of writing something, I decided that I was going to make a YouTube video. So the general idea is a cross-coast broadcast, or as I've coined the term when I was very bored, a broadcoast.
Boo!
And so, to keep in contact with my good friend Dan, I am exposing myself, literally, I'm not wearing any pants, to YouTube. I'm starting this whole project the way that most people start their YouTube ventures, is with an iSight camera and a copy of iMovie, because that came with my computer and, well, I'm a cheap ass. I say I'm a cheap ass knowing full well that I have a $3,000 laptop from Apple. MacBook Pro. Buy one if you don't know what to do with your money, or if you don't have a lot of money but you don't have any responsible voice in your head that tells you how you should spend it, because that would be me.
Or if you just want to look like a hipster douchebag who sits around at Starbucks reading poetry.
That's also a good point. However, I hate Starbucks, mostly because I hate coffee, but also because I hate Starbucks. And so this video quality is probably going to be really crap, and my forehead's going to be really shiny, and the white balance and the contrast and the setting is going to be pretty much garbage. But that's fine, because it's YouTube. Anyway. The general idea is that I'm not afraid of heights, but I'm deadly afraid of cliffs. But I'm not actually afraid of cliffs, I'm afraid of a guy that doesn't exist. This guy's an ass, because his job in life, his holy mission that he feels compelled to do, is to push people off of the edge of that precipice. I'm positive that he exists. No, I'm not, but I swear, in my head, that somewhere this guy is waiting. And he pretty much ruins my life anytime I go to a cliffside, because I can't have a dramatic moment in my life where I go to a cliffside on a storm and I swear to the heavens that I will not return until I've had my vengeance. I can't pass my newborn cub to a baboon for him to hold up and show all of Africa the new prince. This sucks, and I hate that guy. I've tried to think of a few ways in which I might thwart his evil plan to shove people over the sides of cliffs, and I got nothing. I have two things, and it's one, hold on to something, and two, generally try not to stand on the edge of cliffs, which is very boring. So then I realized that this guy must really hate bungee jumpers, whose job is essentially to jump off of cliffs and then not die. So I could take up that if I wanted to spite him. However, I kind of don't want to tear my spine in half by bungee jumping. And I know that there's plenty of bungee jumpers out there who do it probably every few weeks. But hey, I'm a nerd. We're afraid of things. As I divulge my paranoia and general insanity to the public, for your amusement, I don't know where I'm going with this sentence. I'm just recording because that's what I do. Awesome. I had no idea that making a YouTube video was going to be nearly this hard. Awesome. Got anything?
Nothing.
Awesome. Now, I realize that this fear is incredibly illogical. I still have that gut feeling because I'm a nut, and most of us are nuts, and that's pretty much just the way it is. I have this stern belief that there is no such thing as normal. I make a square, or really this horrible shape that pretends it's a square and got made fun of at school. There's a point there somewhere, don't ask me what it is, but there is one. I've drawn a blank again, because Hello. My name's Sean Fearon, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna click this button down here now, and I'm gonna cut this recording, and then I'm gonna start again, maybe when I have something that I know to speak about. Words are coming out of my mouth now, and they're not even going through my brain, they're just going straight from my medulla oblongata, which has nothing to do with speech at all.
Actually, if you want to be talking about the language center, you might want to go for Broca's area.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's going straight from my medulla, which I know has nothing to do with speech, but it's going straight from here, straight through my mouth. It's not even like going through the cerebrum or anything. I have this tunnel where I can just spew out nonsense because I don't think very much.
Bad case of verbal diarrhea.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just the worst case ever. So that button that I said I was going to press, I'm going to go ahead and press it right now. So anyway, I'm thinking that's about it. I have plenty of footage to use, and I'm going to go jump cut the hell out of it. That's just for you, Dan, because I know you love jump cuts so much. And maybe I'll see you next week. Dan, if you want to make a video response, I not only would love that, I heartily encourage it. That's kind of the same thing, isn't it? Anyway, point is, I'm out of here. My name is Sean Fearon, and I'm a naked panda.
You know, I kind of agree with you about the guy pushing you over the cliff thing. I never thought about it as an actual person there, but I always got that feeling, you know, it would really suck if somebody snuck up and just... Ugh.
Yeah, that's what I thought, so disembodied voice, but I've never really shared this with people until now, so thanks for agreeing with me.
No problem.
That means a lot.